Just like a Swiss watch, Honda kept their promise and officially released all of the sweet details of its updated Africa Twin right on time. There are lots of details to get into and a few surprises along the way, so let's get into it. Honda is continuing its tradition of releasing two models of the Africa Twin, a lighter off-road oriented version cleverly named the Africa Twin, and a more long-range touring oriented version named the Africa Twin Adventure Sports. Drop the sports, Honda, it's not a sports bike. Alright, firstly, let's see what has changed for the standard Africa Twin. First of all, the engine has gone up to 1084 cc's, putting out a very round 100 horsepower and 105 Newton meters of torque. This is a minor 6 horsepower increase over the previous version, so there should not really be any real world difference. But the good news is that the bike has also shed 4 kilograms. This in a world where updated models just seem to get fatter despite technology moving forward. At a 4 centimeter narrower seat, 4 centimeters is actually quite a lot to narrow a seat by, and a more upright sitting position thanks to the 2.25 centimeter higher mounted handlebars, and the bike should definitely feel more snappy, responsive and easier to control whether you are off-roading or at a traffic light. The engine has had some other updates apart from the increase in capacity, like new ECU settings, new cylinder heads and other nerdy things. The frame has also been revised, which makes absolutely no difference to my life, but the one advantage is that the subframe is now bolted on, making it easier and cheaper to repair if you happen to bend it. You know a bit about that, Dave? Bend frames? Looks wise, there are a few minor changes, but mostly the bike looks the same. And from here onwards, all changes are electronics related. We get a brand new horizontal TFT screen, which, wait for it, it's a touch screen. Why hasn't anybody else? This is a brilliant idea. A full color TFT touch screen. Well done, Honda. There is also a smaller LED screen underneath that shows just the important bits in case you have the top screen busy with maps or, wait for it, Apple CarPlay. Yes, the new Africa Twin has Apple CarPlay. Honda is really going all out with electronics this year. A 6-axis inertial measurement unit or IMU has been added, and this basically allows your bike to know exactly what it's doing in 3D space. Whether it's accelerating, stopping, leaned over in a corner, etc. Linking together to this are the riding modes, and this year we get 4 instead of 3 and 2 extra user configurable ones. So if you're not a fan of Honda's settings, you can give your own settings a shot for yourself. A shot for yourself? That's stupid writing, Dave. Why do you write that? You also get cornering ABS, wheelie control and rear lift control. So basically the safest and most rider aid chocked Africa Twin ever made. Oh, and let's not forget the #1 requested feature. Wait for it, cruise control. So now you don't have to hold your throttle down like a peasant anymore. You can just press a button, like a lord. Thanks to that magic 6-axis IMU, if you decide to go for the dual clutch option, which by the way is still available on both models, the bike will now know when you are leaned in a corner and will not try and kill you by changing gears while you are cornering. Good thinking there, Honda. Dual daylight running lights and LED headlights make an appearance, and the good part is, wait for it, they come as standard. So no shenanigans by Honda there. And in my opinion, they look pretty damn good. You can also choose between 2 different sets of panniers, a plastic version or a newer updated metal version. Now, with all of that goodness, that was actually the boring version of the Africa Twin. Let's move over to the Adventure Sports. It's not a sports bike, Honda. This is the Africa Twin version, which Honda is marketing as the Go Anywhere Adventure Machine. Honda says it's the perfect bike to go around the world or go around the block. It shares the riding position and all of the electronic goodies with the base version, but it obviously also has some updates, the biggest of which is the long-awaited, wait for it, tubeless tires. Unfortunately, the base version comes with tube tires and it's not clear yet if tubeless is an optional extra, but nonetheless they are standard on the Adventure Sport. Next up, instead of the decapitated windshield of the base version, you now get a taller and also adjustable proper windshield. The base version is starting to look like a joke now. Obviously, being a long-haul version, the fuel tank is also larger at almost 25 liters. Honda is claiming a range of about 500 kilometers, which is really not bad. You also get the same beautiful daylight running lights and LED headlights as the base version, but thrown in are also a pair of cornering lights, which in my opinion make night riding a hell of a lot less stressful. So thanks a lot, Honda. The cornering lights feature 3-stage right and left lights that use speed and lean angle, which is calculated by the magic IMU we discussed earlier to automatically adjust the area illuminated when cornering. So clever stuff there. Dave, make a note to ask BMW why we don't have those on the GS yet. Use a dictation app if you don't know how to write. And for the cherry on top, Honda managed to shave 5 kilograms off the Adventure Sports version. The second cherry on top is that the bikes will be available in European dealerships later on this year. So if you're from Spain or somewhere where the cold embrace of winter has no hold over you, rejoice! So a lot more stuff was added to the Africa Twin than originally expected. We were all expecting some sort of mediocre update just because Honda was forced to update the engine to comply with Euro 5, but they seem to have gone the extra mile here and thrown in pretty much what everybody was looking for. Now, I know a lot of you want an under 200 kilogram adventure bike with a smaller engine, which will probably come from Honda sometime in 2020, but apart from that, how do the new improvements of the Africa Twin sound to you? Are you impressed by what they managed to achieve here, or did they miss the mark with something specific? Let us know in the comments. Well, that's the show, everybody. Give it a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. And if you think you've learned something new, consider subscribing or becoming a patron to help us make more of these shows. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.